Hey guys, Adam Fenig here with Fenig Equipment. You're tuned into the Talking Shed. Hey, we've got another beautiful day here in Ohio. It's October 19th. I've got a lot of guys talking about the Salford 5200. Everyone has seen the Larson Farms video where they're running it on their farm, having great success, and there's a huge buzz about this tool, and not only this fall, but there has been for quite some time. So Cody and I wanted to get this tool out. We'll talk about what it did in the dirt, but first I want to describe to you what this tool does. So it's blades just stacked front to back of the 24-inch double angled blades. So they're angled vertically and horizontally, and what that does is it allows us to lift and flip without getting the smear layer that you see with a disc. This is Salford's most aggressive tool. This is the residue management tool, the one that turns soil black. Lift and flip, but the amazing thing, and we'll get to it here in a second, is the finish that you're left with when you're done. So what the secret behind this tool is how long this tool is, and you'll see in the video you can just see dirt and residue just getting mixed. It's a big blender is really what it is. By the time the dirt gets spit out the back, it has been lifted and flipped and tossed 5 different ways, and it ends up being a big mixture of soil and residue, and it's going to break down so much better over the winter. A lot of guys will chisel in the fall, and what's the difference here? Well, the difference is we don't have those huge shanks going so deep. Well, some issues we can find with those huge shanks going deep is you go back in there in the spring and it's just soft. You sink, your planter sinks. Because you're losing the bottom, you're cutting it out in the fall, and there's no bottom left to support you in the spring. You want to get out there early and plant those early soybeans, or it's just dry enough and you want to plant some corn, but the ground's too squishy because your 875 maybe took out all of that bottom ground that can hold your tool and your tractor or your planter, and we're talking, you know, that 12 inches deep. So this is designed to work the top 6 inches of the soil. Mix it all up, take out the root balls, and have a perfect mixture so the soil biology can work this fall through the winter and into the spring to break down those nutrients, but you still have a nice bottom to carry your equipment, get out there and plant, and get some great germination. We get out here and look at what we did. We were traveling probably that 7-8 miles an hour. We're a little bit under horse. I'd like to run it that 10-11, but we just don't have the tractor here right now to do it for today's demo. I wanted to get at it while the sun was shining. If you look underneath that machine, there's not a place that goes untouched. And when you get the speed, that 8, 9, 10 miles an hour, that's when you get the fracturing of those berms to get really good full width tillage. Now as we walk across here and look, I mean, this stuff is just broken up. It's mellow. There's not big chunks. I mean, you could almost talk about planting something behind this. You guys that are planting wheat here right now, you could almost consider planting some wheat behind this. We're running probably 4.5 inches, 5 inches deep with this, and that's what's so amazing about this tool is you don't have to come back in the spring and hit it 5 times with a field cultivator to get it to look decent. It looks beautiful right now the way it is. You could hit it once with a Salford vertical tillage or your field cultivator in the spring, and you're going to be ready to plant. Now, I know some of you might say, well, that's only 80 bushel beans that you're running in. Let's see it in some corn. Well, that's coming. That's all we have cut right now. Grandpa's over there working to finish up the last field of beans. Then we're switching to corn. I can promise you, we'll see the 5200 tear up some high residue corn here in about a week. So it's going to do a phenomenal job of that as well. But in the bean stubble, it gives you a really good presence and feel of how smooth and level this 5200 is capable of doing. So if you're looking for a new tillage tool to run in the fall that doesn't decrease your efficiency, you need to look at the 5200. It's something you can travel fast, cover a lot of acres, but it doesn't require 5 passes behind it to be able to plant in behind it. It's almost a one-pass tool. Run it once in the fall, hit something in the spring, and you've got a beautiful seed bed. So that's what we're doing today, running the 5200 while the sun's shining here in Ohio. Thank you for tuning in.